Kyara, the underwater doctor. Deep beneath the wide and wonderful ocean, far away from noisy harbors and rushing boats, there lay the peaceful coral cove. The sunlight shimmered like tiny diamonds in the water. Tall coral towers rose proudly from the ocean floor. Soft seagrass swayed gently with the current, and schools of colorful fish swam together like moving rainbows. This cove was known throughout the sea as a place of safety, kindness, and care. At the very heart of this beautiful cove lived a small silver fish named Kiera. Kiera was not the biggest fish, nor was she the fastest swimmer, but she was known for something far more special. Kiera was a certified doctor, and she loved helping others more than anything else in the world. Her scales shimmered softly, her eyes were warm and gentle, and her calm voice had a way of easing her patients' worry the moment she spoke to them. Every morning, Kiera began her day with gratitude. She swam slowly throughout the cave, watching the sunlight ripple across the sand, and thanked God for another day of life and service. She thanked him for the gift of healing and for the wisdom he shared with her and for the chance to care for others. Kiera believed with her whole heart that God had called her to be a helper, and she took it very seriously. Kiera's clinic was built inside a giant seashell nestled among blooming coral flowers. Inside, everything was neat and organized. Shelves held jars of healing herbs, bundles of soft seaweed, sea kelp for wrapping wounds, soothing stones for comfort, and bowls of clean, cooling water. The clinic smelled fresh and calming, and gentle light filled the space. Fish of all kinds visited Kiera each day. Tiny Minoa came with sore fins after swimming too fast through the narrow coral tunnel. Young fish came feeling nervous before their first long journey away from home. Other fish arrived when their fins felt tired or when their hearts felt heavy with worry. Sea turtles visited slowly when their shells cracked or got hurt. Dolphins stopped by when they felt worn out from helping others. Even shy seahorses peeked inside when they felt unsure or afraid. Kira's welcomed everyone. She listened carefully to every story. She asked gentle questions. She treated wounds with patience and care. When the fish were scared, she spoke softly and reminded them to breathe. When they were hurting, she comforted them with kind words and steady presence. Kiera believed healing was not only about fixing bodies, but also about calming hearts. Often, Kiera reminded her patients that God cared deeply for every creature in the sea. She told them that even when they felt small, scared, or forgotten, they were never alone. Sometimes she prayed quietly with her patients. Other times, she simply sat beside them, letting peace settle into the room like a warm tide. Because of Kiera, the cove felt safe. Neighbors looked out for one another. Fish greeted each other with smiles and kind words. Fear rarely entered their peaceful home. But one afternoon, everything changed. Kiera was organizing her herbs and humming a gentle song of thanks when the water suddenly felt strange. The current slowed. The sunlight dimmed as if clouds had drifted over the sea. A long shadow stretched across the coral, and a deep hush settled over the cave. The ocean felt like it was holding its breath. Slowly, a massive shape appeared at the edge of the reef. It was a shark. He was enormous compared to the other fish, and his presence made the water feel heavy. His movements, however, were slow and careful, not quick or fierce. Along his side ran a deep, painful wound where a sharp boat blade had torn through his skin. Blood drifted into the water, and his breathing was uneven. His eyes were filled not with anger, but with pain and fear. Panic spread instantly. Fish darted behind coral towers, Crabs scurried into the sand. Parents gathered their little ones close. Whispering echoed through the water like ripples. It was a shark. Sharks are dangerous. Sharks hurt others. No one noticed how weak he looked. No one paid attention to how carefully he swam. All they could see was his size and his sharp teeth. Kyara saw him too. Her breath began to race. Her friends trembled as fear rushed through her thoughts. She had treated many creatures, but never a shark. What if he hurts her? What if what if she's not safe? What if I make a mistake? Even though she could clearly see that the shark was badly injured, fear wrapped tightly around her heart. Kira backed away slowly. She swam to a quiet patch of seagrass where the water was calm and still. There, she bowed her head and prayed softly. God, she whispered, you gave me this gift to help others. I want to do what is right, but I am afraid. Please give me your wisdom. Please help me choose courage over fear. As Kiara prayed, her breathing slowed. A gentle peace settled over her heart like a warm tide. She remembered the words God had taught her throughout her life. Love is patient, love is kind. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. Kiara realized something important. Fear was not loud, but fear was loud, but God's wisdom was stronger. She took a deep breath and turned back to the shark. Kiara swam slowly, keeping her movements calm and steady. When she reached him, she spoke in a gentle voice. I am a Dr. Kiara, she said. I'm here to help you. The shark looked surprised. His eyes softened with relief. He promised to remain still and explain how he had been injured by a boat while swimming near the surface. He told her that he had not come to scare anyone. He had come because he was hurting and had nowhere else to go. Kiara examined the wound carefully. She cleaned it with healing water and herbs from the reef. She worked slowly and carefully, wrapping the injured with soft sea kelp. As she worked, she whispered prayers, asking God to guide her fins and give her steady hands. The shark stayed silent the entire time. Thank you, he said quietly. No one has ever helped me before. Kiera worked. The other fish began to watch. They peeked out from behind the corals and rocks. They saw that the shark was peaceful. They saw that Kiera was working with kindness and courage. Slowly, one fish swam closer than another. Fear began to fade, replaced by understanding. The shark shared that he had been judged his whole life and had learned to accept rejection. The fish realized that they had judged him too. One by one, they offered help. Some brought fresh kelp, others offered cool water or encouraging words. The cove was filled with compassion and care. When the wound was healed, the shark thanked Kira and the entire cove. He promised to protect the reef and respect its peaceful ways. From that day on, he became a friend and a guardian of the cove. Kiara learned that with God's wisdom, even the greatest fears can be overcome. And the cove became an even brighter place, where love guided every fin and everyone was welcome, no matter how big or different they were. The end.